Hello adventurers, welcome to Bill Colville's YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, Bill does bicycling videos. Today Bill is in the Adirondack Park in New York State riding the Adirondack Rail Trail. Let's join him and his fellow rider Etienne on the adventure.
Okay, thanks Lisa. Today's adventure takes us to the Adirondack Rail Trail, and we're starting in Saranac Lake. We stayed at the Best Western, which is about a mile from the trailhead. It's a nice hotel. I would recommend it if you're in the area. And this is about almost in the center of the trail. It starts in Lake Placid, goes all the way down to Tupper Lake. You're looking at about 34 miles one way. It's trail surface is a bit of a mixture. There's 8 miles that's paved. The rest of it's all stone dust, but it's really smooth. It's a great way to explore the Adirondacks because there's no more than a 3% grade. So you can experience the Adirondacks with no big hills involved until you get off the trail. But anyway, we are headed towards Lake Placid. And this trail actually opened in 1892 was when it was for passenger and freight for rail. And then that ended in 1972. And then about 2020 is when it turned into a rail trail. But it's a beautiful trail. And as you can see here, coming up, going to see some water. There's lots of forests. There are some shaded areas, so it's a very nice area. And I'm riding today with Etienne. Etienne, why are you starting to go a little bit faster here? I downloaded this app. It's called Geocaching, and basically it's an app and it helps you locate certain items that people have hidden either on trails or in cities. There's a bunch of them on this trail. There's some in Lake Placid, Saranac Lake. I'm sure there's some in Tupper Lake, but I thought it might be a good idea, especially if you want to bring your children with you. It gives them extra motivation to come and see if they can actually find these apps. Once you get in, you can log what you found, and then when you actually find it, you open it up and you sign your name that you've found this, and you get points. I thought it'd be sort of cool. I haven't really looked for any on the trail yet, but probably on the way back I will take a look. I would say that on this part of the trail from Saranac to Lake Placid, it's definitely an incline, probably between 1% and 3%. Not terrible, but just annoying if you've got a fully packed bike. Coming up to where the trail actually ends in Lake Placid. The only issue we have here is that there was no signage showing you which way to go if you wanted to go into the town of Lake Placid from here. We did find it, but as soon as you get off the trail, you're basically going up hills to get into Lake Placid. But it's probably about, I think it was about a mile from where the trail ended to get into the village of Lake Placid. First thing you come to basically when you reach the village of Lake Placid is the high school. And they have this cement track going around in front of it. And they use that for speed skating in the summertime for training. They use rollerblades in the wintertime, it freezes. And they use it for ice skating. There's also a farmer's market that goes on. I don't know if it's daily or not, but there was a small one going on while we were there. And then they have the ice arena. And that's where in 1932 and 1980 the Olympics were held. And of course in 1980, that's when we beat the Russians. And the town went crazy. Everybody in the country went crazy probably. Then you come up, you're basically on Main Street, which is a 1 mile stretch and runs right through the heart of the village. And on one side is Mirror Lake. And basically Main Street is filled with boutiques and restaurants and has a lot of the Olympic heritage to it. So it's great. A lot of things going on there. I've been there quite a few times and I've always enjoyed it. You can walk around Mirror Lake. There's a 2.7 mile walkway. I think you can ride your bike too. I'm not sure about that, but definitely walk. It's about like I said, around 2 miles. You can also go to Whiteface Mountain, which isn't far from Lake Placid. And then also there's the Olympic ski jumps, and those are pretty cool to see. That's not far either, not walking distance, but you could definitely drive to it. All right, we're coming up on Midge Park. That's where we end our little visit to Lake Placid and start heading back towards Tupper Lake.
Bill and Etienne made it to Lake Placid. Now it's time to turn around and head to Tupper Lake with maybe a quick stop at Riverview Brewery. When they reach Tupper Lake, they are going to ride the rails on a pedal car. I have always wanted to try this. Let's follow along.
back on the paved part of the section in Saranac, and we're headed towards River Trail Beer Works. It's a brewery that opened up in 2024. Get a quick refreshment, and then on to Tupper Lake so we can try out the Adirondack Rail pedal cars and see how that goes. All right, we made it to the Adirondack Rail Bike Adventures. I believe they have. You should make a reservation for it because there's only certain times of the day they go. I think it's 9 a.m., noon, and maybe they have one in the afternoon around 2, I believe. And sometimes they get pretty crowded, especially like on the weekends. But it's 3 miles one way. And on the way up, it's like a 3% grade, which doesn't sound like much, but when you're pedaling those little rail cars, they're a little bit more difficult since there's no gears on them at all. So just be prepared for that. There's also no shade on that. Obviously, there's no trees overhanging on the tracks, but it's a nice ride. And once you get up to the top, they basically turn you around and you head back. So it's fun. Just got to make sure that you should bring water, probably sunscreen, and maybe some bug repellent, depending on what time of the year you go. They offer 2-seaters and 4-seaters. So it's basically, a 4-seaters for a family if you want little kids. It's going to be hard for a child to pedal because the seats aren't really very adjustable. They only adjust backward and forward just a little bit. So a little bit of an issue with that, but can be worked out. And then when you come up to the top here, they turn you around and you head back, and going down, it's back down to 3% grade, so it's not bad at all.
Wow, those guys were pedaling hard. This adventure has come to an end. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share this video with others. I am already thinking about what Bill is going to do for his next adventure. Thank you, and remember, until next time, saddle up and ride.
All right, I'm going to rate this Adirondack Rail Trail a 5-star rating. It's got great service. The paved part is really nice. The stone dust part is really nice. It's suitable for any type of bike. You could ride anything on it, really. There's plenty of bathrooms. There's parking all along the way. So it's a great way to experience the Adirondacks by bike without the steep hills. Just remember, though, when you get off the trail, you're going to come across some hills. Thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for the next adventure.